Hello LHQ parents and students, I'm Judy Messer. I am the creator and the instructor for the Chakra Dance for LHQ. This course came about over conversations with Lynn during the last few months during COVID. I was instructing at Smith College for the past 13 years, a kickboxing course, and working there as a personal trainer, and also working with integrative wellness for the faculty and staff in different departments for yoga therapy. And during the time of this whole pandemic beginning and as it continued, Lynn and I had a few conversations in regards to the health and the wellness of our students. And I spoke to her and brought up how I was working with my students and helping them with different techniques that work with the chakra systems, working with their energy to help them manage their stresses and manage their energy so that they felt empowerment and that they could feel as though when the world was upside down and lifting them up from the roots of their college location and bringing them back home and picking up everything and changing up everything and causing lots of inner chaos, that they would have some tools for regaining control, clarity, focus, vital energy. And I did. And so I worked with them through the Zoom rooms for their courses for kickboxing that we needed to continue online. But I also added in different tools and strategies to help them. And these strategies came from a system which is known as the chakra system. The chakra means, it's a Sanskrit word for wheel or circle. It's a wheel of energy. You can look more into energy with quantum physics and deeper into yoga, but I'm trying to make this very kind of 101 chakra information, and the course is that as well. But the energy system of the chakras are everywhere. They're all around us, they're within us, and everything is moving in circular motion, these chakras, and they influence one another. And we can learn about these inner chakras, the basic ones, which run along our spine from our crown to the tailbone, and they're in our subtle body system. And in these conversations with Lynn, I said that I would love to be able to offer some type of introduction to the chakras to your dancers. I work a lot with aging athletes, with college-age athletes and dancers, all types of athletes that are looking for better performance out of their body, how to gain a little bit more vital energy, and how to explore themselves. So we have brought up in America with this whole outer body imagery and knowledge of the physical body, and we're getting more into mindfulness now, and we're starting to understand the subtle body. It's a part of us that can't be denied anymore. It's much more a part of our modern medicine, and it is bridging the understanding of health and wellness with yoga into traditional medicine and health. It's not going anywhere. It's going to be a part of the language of your children's generation, my children's generation. Integrative wellness is here and it's growing. And the communication is going to be based around these chakra and energy systems. So we felt it would be wonderful to bring some information to the students as a little introduction of how they can go into their body and experience these energy centers. And they would be able to use this experience for self-observation and to be able to build some personal power, peace, and better performance. The chakra dance is a health system for learning how to experience and manage the quality of your internal energy flow. Each of the chakras that are stacked along the spine from the base of our tailbone to the crown move clockwise, but at different vibration, and they respond to different vibrations. They're influenced also by color, by different foods, different movement or stillness. So we designed a course that would just bring the students into the body, typically by closing the eyes and first going into meditation, a mindful state of trying to access an inner consciousness. So your students, your children, are learning how to tap into consciousness, awareness, sensation of their body in a higher level than walking around kind of dream state living. So it's to awaken them. We are either in our ego or we're in our heart in consciousness. And consciousness is really just about being present in our mind, in our body, having a better awareness of what's happening all around us as well as within us. This gives us inner control, as well as it does connect us to the outer environment, especially when working with a dance company and you're all working together and moving together. This brings outer intelligence and inner intelligence, making us stronger as a group and making us stronger internally, and taking responsibility for both internal and external presence. The way that this chakra course was laid out was once a month. I was going to teach them an 1.5-hour course for the 2 older groups, and for the green group was going to be an hour. And we were going to go over 1 chakra a month. The last month was going to have 2 covered. And the first one that we did was the root chakra. The root chakra is about our root support. And it pertains to earth, our rooting, grounding, our survival, our body, food, and about beginnings. So it's all related to that. The function is survival and grounding. We need to function. We need to survive. It is that natural instinct for survival instinct and for grounding, being connected to the earth, being rooted. Our inner state is about stillness and security and stabilization. So we did some breathing exercises and visualizations to help us bring our thoughts into our body and our body into the earth, to help us be still in this chaos that's going on all around us. The power to be able to still the thoughts and still the body anytime, at any moment, is one of the best gifts any child, any adult, any one of us can obtain. Again, this is an introduction to them to help them explore it. So week 1, class 1, during those first 2 weeks, they were asked to practice this breathing. And then they were also brought into movement and into that chakra, which is the lower body, which is all in the red here. So it has to do with the pelvic floor, our legs, and we did movement that had to work with our legs, moving our legs really fast in order to be able to build up vitality and motion in the legs. And then we also sat and we worked with stillness and stilling that part of our body and breathing and bringing the mind into it. And then they experienced the different qualities of energy at that time, and they expressed them in a drawing that they traced of themselves, just to be able to reflect, what kind of energy am I having here? Am I holding tightness? Am I holding tension in my legs? Or do my legs feel loose? Do they feel flexible? How do my legs feel? we can learn about the energy that we're holding there. So if we don't want to move and we feel really stiff and we feel like there's less movement in our root, or our life is really uprooted and we're not feeling grounded and we're feeling insecure, this chakra, when it's off balance, the quality of it could be off balance, it could be really rigid, or it could be calm. And a balanced chakra would be calm, would be neutral. It wouldn't be rigid. It wouldn't be too soft either. It would be in balance. So we learned about how to bring calmness and stillness and bring that quality of stability in our bodies. And once we can find the stability within ourselves, the outer world will feel more stable. And even if it's not, it's okay, because we are. It takes practice and it takes wanting to, and with desire, with the will to practice, one can take responsibility to still themselves and to not be a part of the chaos. Calming the mind, calming the body. So this is the idea of each of the months. So we started with that class and did the workshop, we did the coloring and did the expression, and then 2 weeks later we're doing a Zoom, and that's for me to check in. I wanted that to be very private, where people would be in their own homes, because one of the things we wanted to address was about expression. We wanted the students to be able to learn how to express themselves better, how to be able to talk about what they're feeling and what they're experiencing in their body with people that they can trust, and a circle that they dance with, and a circle of people that they are also able to have a little bit of foundation and trust with. Once we opened up that Zoom room, we started with, okay, what was going on in the last 2 weeks for you with your root chakra? How's it going for you? Did you practice? And I did address that to each student. And some of them didn't do anything. They didn't practice at all. But for the most part, everybody, especially in the root chakra, they did experience a calmingness. And they used it, and they were grateful for it. And they talked about how they used the breathing. And then we went through the breathing again to practice it some more. And then they were put off for another 2 weeks to explore more and to go deeper into this chakra. And then before we started the second month, going into this orange area, the sacral chakra, which is about sweetness. The meaning of it means sweetness, meaning it's about movement. It's about taking this really great feeling of security and stability and now bringing it's this earthing feeling, and it's moving our energy up into movement. It's the water chakra. It has to do with putting our vital feeling of confidence into motion. And we first went in and reviewed the root chakra, and then I introduced them to the sacral chakra, which is from the pelvic floor just below the belly button region in our hips. And we talked about the energy that the organs that it works there, and how it relates, what it relates to. It relates to water, change, movement, pleasure, emotions, and our nutrients here, how the nutrients are absorbed and how they're also dispersed. So all energy centers have different functions and have inner states that address that circle's responsibility. And then we checked in again 2 weeks later, and we talked about what happened after moving their hips 1 time a day, turning on some music was their homework, and initiating the movement through that whole song through their hips and working with their hip motion and trying to effort to do that. And then we met and we went over that. And now here we are moving into our solar plexus chakra, which is from the belly button into just below the sacrum area, which is our mid-abdominals. And this is the lustrous gem chakra. And this chakra, the lustrous being of light, it is the brightest energy. It's the fire chakra. It has to do with our burning system, how we burn and keep also energy. Just, if you think of a fire, you think about keeping, the coal on the fire, and it works our metabolism. And how can we not have high, low metabolism, but having a constant balance in our metabolism, as well as being able to totally turn on our fullest power and potential of projection of power, and how to come into stilling that when we need to, but holding the vibration. So it has to do with our personal power and our autonomy, our will. It has to do with our energy, metabolism, and self-esteem. So we'll be going into how to work with the movement of this center, this yellow area of our body, and how to work with the function of our will and our assertiveness. How to do things when we're not feeling it, when we need to anyway. Kind of like this class, because this class is about an exploration. And it's being presented in a fun way. The chakras are awesome. They're just a fun way to learn a system for organizing the understanding of our energy. So if you walked into a library and there was no shelving and there was just an abundance of books, stacks and stacks of books everywhere, you wouldn't know how to find a certain book. There's no system. And the chakras could be looked at as a system for health, for organizing our energy system understanding. So this is a way to learn and to be introduced to how to find out how to take care of our emotions and our physical body by learning the system. So we will be working with our inner state in this chakra of laughter, joy, and our anger too. So those are the emotions of our inner state that we'll be looking into. But when this chakra is healthy and you're moving in your solar plexus and you're vibrant and your energy is on and your metabolism is healthy, then you're getting the right amount of movement, you're getting the right amount of balance, and you're getting the right amount of water and nourishment. The energy is moving up the spine in a healthy way, working with your energy centers. Then you can move into the heart chakra, which we'll be going into. And that's the chakra meaning open with innocence. It's the openness of innocence. It's where the qualities and it pertains to love, air, breath, balance, relationships, and unity. This is our highest vibrational chakra. It bridges our higher intellectual chakras and our physical lower chakras. It's the bridging. It's the highest vibrational area, and it's thought of as really the first brain. It's thought of as the intelligence that actually speaks to our brain. And depending on different philosophies, the brain runs our heart and all of our other systems. And some believe that the heart space, the heart actually is the brain to the brain. That's a whole other conversation. But again, looking into other health systems of science now, all of this is about the different pathways of energy and the unity and the connectedness to the physical body. So we have our throat chakra that we'll move up to, and that's about purification, and that pertains to ether, sound, vibration, communication, creativity. And the function for that is communication and creativity. The inner state is about synthesis of symbols, ideas into symbols, like words or figures or drawing. It's a communication through ways that we can physically communicate through symbols like letters, lines. Dance is a physical communication. And there's different ways with creativity. 3-dimensional structure, 2-dimensional line, all expresses a way of working our throat chakra. When that is healthy, we're able to express ourselves in a healthier way, and through all of these processes. Then we'll move into the third eye and the crown. The last week that'll be combined. And the third eye is about perception, and it's about becoming the observer. How can we become an observer and get out of the dual mind of the ego and the judgment mind? And it's not easy to be out of the judgment mind. It's easier to be in ego. It's easier to be in judgment than it is to learn truth about what's happening, what's really present, about really being able to see the bigger picture, about being able to be observer with openness, with the open heart, moving into the communication agreement that happens here, that we move into observation. And then working with our third eye, we move into the crown. It's called the 1,000-fold chakra, and it's about infinity. The 1,000-fold is the 1,000 petals. Each of these refers to a flower and a color, again, and a vibration and a sound, relates to different food qualities, different vibrations, because each of the chakras are energy, and all energy responds to all of those things. And when we get into that, we'll talk about our higher consciousness, our thoughts, information, understanding, and meditation is what this pertains to. Our personal function is understanding. It's a function, but it's where our will comes in, and it's how we use all of this energy and intelligence to be able to discern. It's discernment. It's where we process and make our decisions of understanding. If the psychological state is bliss, when our energy system is aligned and we are in openness, living in meditation, state of non-judgment, of openness, of observation, and taking in subtle energy intelligence, being in a consciousness of being able to feel as well as perceive. And that puts us into a higher power of ourselves. It gives us a sense of empowerment that we can, and that we can get into the state of I can achieve la la la. It's like mantras that we are doing mantras for each of these as well. We are verbally stating something that they have come up with. Each of the dancers have come up with their own mantras relating to the health of each of these. Ways to work their mind when their mind is busy and in duality and in conflict, of how they can calm the mind with a statement, with a mantra, by saying something. I can do this class today on this Zoom course, even though I have no energy. I can do this class today on the Zoom, even though I have no energy. So they're using their mind to, convince and to come into a state that they're trying to come into. So this is our intention for the course. This is how it's laid out and scheduled for the next few months, and the motion that it's already in. I am so open to working with anybody one-on-one, any parent or any student that wants to understand this more. However, it is written in all of the books, the idea, the concepts, and the intention of the course. And I have also made a picture of this diagram that you'll be able to look at as well. I hope this video has been helpful. I hope that you can open up your hearts a little bit more and your minds to the idea of this course and have fun with it. Again, its intention is to have some fun, to experience and to learn how to experience these chakras and how to be able to use them to manage your energy, to manage the student's energy. There's different qualities to each of these chakras, and they're going to learn what the quality of them are. And that's the intention, so that they can experience their own personal power and peace and performance of them. So they can enjoy dance no matter what's going on all around them. So that they can understand that they own all of their joy, it's already in them. That they have all of their freedom, it's already in them. They already own their own liberation, it's within them. So they just have to awaken it, bring presence to it, and they will have it. Some of the terminology used in this video is a little bit more advanced than some that I'm using in the green group. Know this, please, so that you may already be like, okay, if I don't understand this, how can my children? I have elaborated on this a little bit more. I just wanted to do that, to give you as much information as I can. But again, please feel free to reach out and ask me any direct questions in regards to this. And I look forward to seeing everybody tomorrow for our solar plexus chakra workshop, and to go further into this dance school year to help all of you be healthy and active as possible. So thank you very much for your time and watching this video. Namaste.